On April 6th, Paris streets erupted as National Rally leader Marine Le Pen led thousands singing the anthem, raging against a court ban on her election run. She calls it an attack on democracy, vowing to fight on. The ruling has ignited fury among supporters, sweeping France with protests. The ban has sparked outrage. Facing jail and a political blackout, Le Pen finds support from Donald Trump, who blasts it as a witch hunt on free speech. A battle for France and beyond unfolds. On April 6th, Marine Le Pen, leader of the French right-wing party National Rally, Rassemblement National, RN, led thousands of patriots in a rally in Paris, where they sang the national anthem. At this rally against lawfare, Le Pen delivered an impassioned speech. She sharply criticized a court ruling banning her from running in the 2027 presidential election, calling it a political maneuver. She fiercely denounced it as an attack on democracy and vowed not to let the presidency be stolen. Her supporters flocked to her, eagerly requesting photos. This series of actions, initiated by Le Pen and the National Rally, was in response to a March 31st ruling by the Paris Criminal Court. French prosecutors had previously charged Le Pen with misappropriating EU funds, a charge that was upheld. During her tenure as a member of the European Parliament, MEP, from 2004 to 2016, she allegedly misused funds intended for parliamentary assistance to pay party staff, resulting in a loss of $474,000 in public money. She was sentenced to 4 years in prison, with 2 years suspended, effectively serving 2 years under house arrest, fined $100,000, and banned from running for public office for 5 years. This ban would prevent her from participating in the 2027 French presidential election. The ruling takes effect immediately, meaning that even if she appeals, she cannot run in 2027 unless the ban is overturned before the election. Le Pen stated,
Je suis combative. Je ne vais pas me laisser éliminer ainsi. Moi, je serai toujours à côté des Français. Il y a des millions de Français qui croient en moi. Des millions de Français qui me font confiance. Et je viens leur dire, ça fait 30 ans que je me bats pour vous.
Perhaps due to similar experiences, U.S. President Donald Trump voiced his support in a post. The witch hunt against Marine Le Pen is another example of European leftists using lawfare to silence free speech and censor their political opponent, this time going so far as to put that opponent in prison. It is the same playbook that was used against me by a group of lunatics and losers, like Norm Eisen, Andrew Weissman, and Lisa Monaco. They spent the last 9 years thinking of nothing else, and they failed. Because the people of the United States realized that they were only corrupt lawyers and politicians. I don't know Marine Le Pen, but do appreciate how hard she worked for so many years. She suffered losses, but kept on going, and now, just before what would be a big victory, they get her on a minor charge that she probably knew nothing about. Sounds like a bookkeeping error to me. It is also bad for France and the great French people, no matter what side they are on. Free Marine Le Pen. Vice President J.D. Vance remarked, "This is not what democracy looks like." Elon Musk added, "This will backfire, just like the legal attacks on President Trump." The ruling has sparked outrage among her allies in Russia, Hungary, Italy, and the Netherlands. The Kremlin condemned the verdict as a politically motivated attack on democracy, while far-right European leaders, including Viktor Orban, Matteo Salvini, and Geert Wilders, rallied to her defense. Italian Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini stated, "Those who fear the judgment of voters often seek solace in the courts." In Paris, they condemn Marine Le Pen and hope to exclude her from politics. We've seen the same rotten script in Romania and elsewhere. At a time when von der Leyen and Macron's belligerent impulses are frightening, what's happening to Marine Le Pen is Brussels declaring war. We will not be intimidated. We will not be stopped. Full speed ahead, my friends. In response, French Prime Minister Gabriel Attal, in an April 5th interview with Le Parisien, argued that Trump's support for Le Pen constituted interference in France's internal affairs. Marine Le Pen, born on August 5, 1968 in Neuilly-sur-Seine, Île-de-France, France, is a prominent French right-wing politician and lawyer. She is a central figure in the far-right National Rally, formerly National Front, serving as its president from 2011 to 2021. Known for her staunch anti-immigration, anti-EU, and nationalist stances, she is a significant and controversial figure in French and European politics. Marine is the youngest daughter of Jean-Marie Le Pen, the founder of the National Front and an iconic figure in French far-right politics. Her childhood was deeply shaped by her father's political career. In 1976, at age 8, Her family survived a bomb attack when 5 kilograms of explosives detonated on the steps outside their apartment. Though no one was harmed, the incident profoundly influenced her worldview. She recalls how her social circle shrank dramatically afterward, as friends' parents forbade their children from associating with her due to her father's politics, leaving her feeling isolated and targeted. Le Pen studied law at Panthéon-Assas University, Paris too, earning a master's degree in law in 1991 and a postgraduate diploma, DEA, in criminal law in 1992. From 1992 to 1998, she practiced as a lawyer, often defending clients unable to afford legal fees, including some illegal immigrants. Despite this, her later political career centered on anti-immigration policies, a perceived contradiction she explains as defending human rights through her legal work, not endorsing immigration itself. She joined her father's National Front in 1986 at age 18, embarking on a political career with strong daughter-following-father undertones. In 1998, she headed the party's legal department, joined its executive committee in 2000, and served as vice president from 2003 to 2011. In 2004, she was elected an MEP, gaining prominence on a broader stage. On January 16, 2011, Le Pen won 67.65% of the vote at the National Front's Congress, defeating Bruno Gollnisch to succeed her father as party president. She launched a de-demonization strategy to soften the party's image, long tarnished by racism and anti-Semitism, aiming to appeal to mainstream voters. She toned down her father's extremist rhetoric, such as his controversial defenses of Vichy France and Nazi history, while retaining core anti-immigration, anti-globalization, and anti-EU positions. In 2015, she publicly broke with her father after he reiterated that Nazi gas chambers were a detail of history, a statement she saw as undermining her reforms. She expelled him from the party, an act dubbed political patricide, underscoring her resolve to rebrand the party. In 2018, she renamed it the National Rally to further shed its extremist label. Le Pen has run for president 3 times. 2012, 17.9% in the first round, placing third, failing to advance. 2017, 21.3% in the first round, advancing to the runoff, but losing to Emmanuel Macron, 33.9% to 66.1%. 2022, 15% in the first round, reaching the runoff, but losing to Macron 41.45% to 58.55%. Her vote share has risen with each attempt, reflecting her growing influence. Her platform includes exiting the Eurozone, holding an EU exit referendum, restricting immigration, prioritizing French citizens' rights, and bolstering security. Her France First slogan echoes Trump's America First. Indeed, late 2024 and early 2025 polls showed Le Pen and her party gaining traction. A December 2024 IFOP poll predicted she could win 37% in the 2027 first round, up from 23.15% in 2022, leading other candidates by over 10 points, reflecting discontent with economic woes, immigration, and Macron's government. On February 9th, at the Make Europe Great Again rally in Madrid, Le Pen openly praised Trump.
L'ouragan Trump déferle sur les États-Unis.
Her political rivals are determined to stop the RN from gaining power at any cost. In the June 2024 legislative elections, the RN led the first round with about 33%, outperforming Macron's Ensemble coalition and the far-left New Popular Front, NFP. However, in the second round, Macron's camp allied with NFP socialists and communists in a Stop RN pact, withdrawing candidates in key districts to consolidate votes. This limited RN seat gains, resulting in a hung parliament split roughly 3 ways: RN, NFP, Ensemble. This Republican front tactic could resurface in 2027. Le Pen's politics rest on nationalism and populism, with key positions including anti-immigration. She advocates sharply curbing immigration, deporting illegals, and ending free education for immigrant children, arguing it threatens French identity and economic stability. This is Montpellier, France, one of many cities completely taken over by Islamists. Anti-EU, she opposes EU integration, favoring Eurozone exit, treaty renegotiation, and possibly an EU exit referendum. Economic protectionism, she promotes intelligent protectionism via trade barriers to shield French industries, opposing globalization. Foreign policy, she supports leaving NATO's military command, improving ties with Russia, having endorsed its Crimea annexation and opposed sanctions. Before the 2022 Russia-Ukraine war, she said in an interview, "If I were in charge, I would focus on de-escalating the conflict, as France has historically done. Today, we're struggling with a communication policy that stirs up tensions. And I believe France must fulfill its role in reducing these tensions. The European Union's absence from discussions between the United States and Russia, despite France initiating these talks, proves a loss of influence, which I deplore. The EU, bogged down with no vision, has followed the US blindly, sidelining itself without even a folding chair at the table. I don't believe in sanctions against Russia. They're counterproductive. They've created a new kind of Cold War and pushed Russia into the arms of China, which I see as a far greater danger than maintaining diplomacy with Russia. Instead, we should absorb Russia into a European process. I'm not fooled by any power. Every nation defends its own interests, but Europe needs to restore its relationship with Russia. As for China, I wouldn't necessarily advocate a tougher approach, but France and Europe must stay equidistant from all these powers, defending our own interests rather than aligning too closely with any side. Social policy, she opposes same-sex marriage and abortion, supports traditional family values, and proposes tax cuts and welfare increases to appeal to young voters. Twice married with 3 children, Le Pen is known for her forthright personality and relatable image, often sharing her life with her 6 cats on social media to connect with voters. Described as blending her father's toughness with a softer side, she resonates with women and younger voters. Marine Le Pen is a symbol of Europe's far-right rise. She has transformed the National Rally from a fringe group into a mainstream French political force, gaining support amid economic hardship and immigration concerns. Critics accuse her of stoking xenophobia and threatening democracy. Supporters see her as a defender of French sovereignty. As of April 8, 2025, her sentencing has sparked heated debate. Some view it as the establishment suppressing the right, others stress judicial fairness. Regardless, Marine Le Pen has profoundly reshaped French politics, with her ideas echoing across Europe. What are your thoughts? Please feel free to leave your opinions and insights in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.